It feels like there's a new AI model dropping every day, whether it's Sora, Veo, Gemini, or even a new ChatGPT model. And honestly, I've been struggling to keep up and I feel like I'm just falling behind. But here's the thing, if this sounds familiar, then don't worry, because Gemini 3 Pro just made using AI better than 99% of people stupidly easy, if you know how to use these 4 tools. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact blueprint to make generative AI a walk in the park, all by using Gemini 3. I'll break down step by step the exact 4 phases that we can use Gemini for. We'll cover how to improve text, vision, research, and even building apps. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to complete each of these phases better than most people with the help of Gemini 3 Pro. So the first phase is strictly about text and how to replace aimless chatter with thoughtful reasoning. To do this, we'll be using Gemini 3 Pro inside of Google AI Studio. When we create a new chat, we want to avoid using Gemini like a search bar. Instead, we want to provide as much context as possible, because honestly, you could be using the best AI in the world, but without the relevant context, you'll never get high-quality text responses. Gemini 3 Pro also has a massive context window of 1 million tokens, meaning there's plenty of room to let it know all about our situation. Whenever we prompt AI using text or media, tokens are used from the context window to reflect how much space these files are taking in the memory of the AI. Once you reach the end of the context window, it'll start forgetting things and even hallucinating, which is exactly why Gemini's 1 million token window is so useful. For example, let's try uploading Google's 68-page prompt engineering guide as context and see if Gemini can respond to us with this context in mind. After uploading the book, we'll prompt Gemini to concisely summarize the difference between a one-shot prompt and a few-shot prompt. As you can see, Gemini 3 Pro is able to perfectly respond based on the context of the guide that we gave it. But there's also a hidden feature called thinking level, which allows us to select between low or high thinking. High thinking takes longer than low thinking, but it's far more accurate and goes through deep multi-step reasoning. So if you want the best quality responses, this feature must be set to high. But here's where it gets crazy, because even though it might take longer, Gemini has a feature that allows us to trace the thoughts of the AI while it's still developing a response. We can see here that it found the answer on pages 15 to 17. And if we open up the guide to verify this, we can see that it nailed this response. In other words, we can see under the hood and understand exactly how it got to the final answer. But here's the truth, text can only get us so far, which is exactly why we have to move on to phase 2, vision. This phase is all about using Gemini 3 Pro to improve the quality of the images and videos that we generate. For example, we can use it to write better prompts for Nano Banana Pro. Let me show you how it works. First, we'll generate an image with a basic prompt that says, "A man in a cool futuristic city at night." Here's what we get back. Now, let's take that basic prompt and improve it with Gemini 3 Pro. So, back inside of Google AI Studio, we'll use this prompt. Notice how we are guiding Gemini on the details we'd like to expand on, but we are letting Gemini do the heavy lifting of coming up with the best way to describe them. After some thinking, it gave us 3 detailed responses. Let's go with the first one. Now that we have the upgraded image prompt, we'll use it with Nano Banana Pro to generate a new image. And this is the result. The difference in results between the basic prompt and our Gemini prompt is unbelievable. These really look like they belong in a movie or a video game. But this is just scraping the surface of prompt engineering. If you want to go more in depth on how to make Nano Banana prompts and get results that look right out of a cinematic movie, then make sure to check out the video linked in the description. For now though, it's time to move from images to videos, because just as Gemini can greatly improve the quality of our images, it can do the same with our videos as well. To do this, we'll be using a secret tool called Google Vids to generate a storyboard explainer video. First, we'll go to Google Vids and select the storyboard option. Then, we'll describe the type of video that we want. For this example, we'll ask it to turn this sales document into a 30-second non-video pitch with stock footage and a voiceover. We even have the option to include files as a reference for our generation. So we'll attach this mock sales document. After that, we can adjust the outline by removing, adding, or editing topics. Once we're happy, we can click next and select whatever design suits our topic. Now we just click on create the draft video, and after a few minutes, we have a full AI explainer video using the document we originally uploaded. It automatically added graphics, B-rolls, a voiceover, and slides that are relevant to our topic. Now, we've covered text and vision, and the best part, we don't need to know how to code or any technical jargon. We just describe what we want and have Opal do it for us. That is vibe coding. So that's how we can use Gemini 3 Pro to make generative AI stupidly easy. But here's the truth. Everything we covered in this video is just the tip of the iceberg, because Google is going all out to win the AI race, even if that means releasing the best tools for free. But most people don't even know these tools exist. So if you want to cancel all of your AI subscriptions and replace them with Google's free tools that are just as powerful, then click the video on.